Well, hello to you. It's Scott Picken here, and I just wanted to share with you our weekly investor update. I've been in America for 2 weeks now. I've come here on a number of assignments. One was to sort out John Herbert with the escrow account, not only for Wealth Migrate, but also to help with a number of other investors with regards to that. And I've been dealing with all our sponsors. We've had a highly, highly successful 2 weeks. It's been a very torrid time for the last year trying to get on top of all the deals, what's happening, where we're at, all the legacy deals, without any real handover. You know all of that already. I've explained it to you multiple times, but I wanted to share with you a lot of very, very good news. So, for the first time in a year, and maybe probably even longer, I'd probably say close to 3 years, we now really have control of all the deals in America, which is fantastic. So this weekly wealth investor update is trust, transparency, and alignment. I'm coming live from the ground here in Atlanta. I'm sitting in an Airbnb, and let's go through the deals as per all of them. So Catherine Street, the one in New York, is up to date. The payments are up to date in terms of the process. The BNP Paribas. So this is. Let me just stop sharing here. I needed to open my emails for you. So I've got a report from Cashbox in terms of that, which we will share with you. So here it is here. So let me just share my screen with you. So this is a report in terms of that Andrew has done from Cashbox. So this will be shared with you all. But in simple terms, if you look here, what's happening with PayPal is that it needs to get to 88.87. That's when it triggers. It's currently sitting at 77.90. And it went on to say from Deutsche Bank here that they saw the range between sort of 94 to 74, but that there was a lot of positive movement, 10.8% in terms of PayPal. So it's moved over $10 in the right direction, and it's going on track in terms of that. The next thing is in terms of just by the way, that slide I just shared is one of the greatest lessons I've learned in property. And if you want to click below, you can actually watch me talking about that lesson of the difference between trying to do everything from a control perspective and how we learned all those horrible mistakes versus the abundance method of partnership and collaboration. Anyway, the other two Cashbox deals, Paolo confirmed today that they are being complete and sent to the tech team. So hopefully that will get done in terms of that process. The Air Baggett is up to date in terms of that process. The Mac Roberts Media, there's money sitting in the IPS account, two months distributions, which are being moved. And the South Bend is also up to date. Then we go to the reason I came to America, because all of those were already working. The first one was Feldman. And I'm super excited to say that we've now got full control of the deals. I know this sounds obvious, but it actually has been a lot harder than you think. So here's Feldman. And the nice thing is that they are paying the distributions each and every month. Each and every quarter. We've now got full access to all the investments. So we've got the two deals with Feldman. We know about the one that had the capital call, and then the one that's working, and we've got complete understanding of what's going on in the deal in terms of that process. The other thing that's pretty cool, sorry, I don't know why it keeps going back to that slide, but anyway, the thing that's pretty cool, if I go to this slide here, you'll see that they, on our request, because we had the problems with the John Herbert escrow account, they've been holding the money back. So it's about $6,500 that you can see there, and you can see the monies that were owed, plus the money that's due now with this distribution. So it's about $30,000 that's due to be paid out for the Feldman deal in terms of that process. So that's great news, very exciting. The next one was Infinity. So I met with Brendan face to face. It was wonderful to spend some time with him. And if I just go to Infinity, so you just have to bear with me while I go through the dashboards. Once again, we've got access now to the investment platform and everything else. You can see the invalid payment method. So it's the same with all of these in terms of updating. All the reports are the other thing that's important. We got all the distribution reports. So what we're going to be doing on every deal, every single person on all the deals will get all the distribution reports. So you got complete clarity on all the deals and what's happening. And again, if I go back to my slideshow here, you'll see that on Infinity, Brendan's currently sitting on $44,871. So we just need to, now that we've sorted out the payment gateways, we just need to get that sorted so that money can be sent over and paid into the Lemonway wallets. So that's super exciting. And then the next one on the list was Mag. So we've got two deals with Mag. They're paying every single month. So you can see here that they're actually paying out $3,600, $3,700 every single month. It's actually, you can literally go through, you can see the investments, you can see what they distributed and where they're distributed and everything in between. Now, interesting enough, this money was being paid directly into John Herbert's trust account. And what's interesting here is that I think I had this open, but let me just get it open for you quickly here. Where they gone now? There were wire receipt. So by flying to America, I met with John and he transferred that money. You can see $39,000 was transferred to Sable, and it's actually on its way to Lemonway in terms of that process. So that was the Mag guys. And then, oh, and they're just waiting for us to update the banking details and everything else. So that's the Mag guys. The nice thing is both. So it's really important. The Feldman deal's working, the Infinity deal's working and paying up to date. The Feldman deal's up to date. The Mag deal, both the industrial buildings are working and up to date and both paying monthly. And then finally, the McFarlane deal. I met with the McFarlane team, and if you go to their platform, it's also one of these ones. I just need to find it for you. They were McFarlane. So they've got their senior living fund. They did a distribution of 5.5 in towards the end of last year, Q3 last year, but they didn't have the bank details. So again, this is good news because they're holding the money for us. So we just need to update the banking details for them, and that will be another $5,500. They are expecting a sale. They're currently in the process of a sale right now in terms of so in Q4, they're expecting another distribution. Remember, they only do distributions upon sale. And then they're expecting another sale in Q1 of 2025. So they basically will have, another distribution in Q1. But what's interesting again is we've got the entire status report for everyone, every deal. So I'm just going to open up this one here, just as an example. So people can literally look at it. They can understand exactly what's going on in terms of all the deals, the full status report, etc. So we've now got access to everything in terms of the information, basically, which is really important. So if I go back to, so that's, and they're also just waiting for us to update the details. So if I go back to the page here, and if you look at it, and I've actually just done it in a very simple form for Paulo and I, just so that it was easy. If you look here, we basically got, with Sable, they just want us to update. With Infinity, we need to update the docs, and then $44,000. Mag is paying monthly, but we've changed that from John Herbert, and we need to update the new banking details. But John Herbert over here has transferred the $40,000. Feldman, we need to update the details, and they're transferring $30,000. And McFarlane, they're holding $5,500 in terms of that process. And then finally, the DWG deal, there's $3,600 being transferred. So it all equates to about $125,000 that's going to be moved across to pay out in distributions and dividends. So I've been through all of those details with everyone. In terms of list of distributions received, nothing this week because, we transferred that money from John Herbert and it's already gone to Sable, cleared in Sable and on its way to Lemonway. So you could put that money if you want. But anyway, you can see everything that's coming in the next week or two. The cash box, we have received that cash box money. I've been through this extensively, and Paulo's just trying to get that sorted. I did talk to him on Monday about it. There were still discrepancies between what he was given by the previous custodian and what he'd received and everything. Unfortunately, he's given timelines and he's been trying his best, but based on, I'm sure you want the accurate information in terms of the process. I'm not an accountant. I don't know the level of detail. And with all due respect, it is very frustrating for him, for us, and for the investors. But the fact he wasn't given a professional handover is ridiculous. I mean, the fact that I'm in America and having to come here to fight, with John Herbert to get everyone's money, And the fact that all of these deals, the investment details were not updated by the previous custodian, it's just, there's no excuse for it. But anyway, it's done now, and I'm super excited it's done. In terms of the deals that exited, is all four of them have nothing's changed there. And then in terms of the deals that are not performing, I met with Michiel face to face twice. I will say one thing about Michiel. I really like Michiel. He's honest to boot. He lives in Atlanta. He's doing his absolute best on the ground here. I mean, I've just come off a meeting with him with lawyers trying to help with John Herbert. His heart's in the right place, and he really cares for the investors. And he took me through all four of these deals and what was actually happening. So Medical 22, Medical 24, Medical 25, and Medical 26. Three of them are impacted by Richmond Honan in terms of the process. So Medical 22, all the Richmond Honan deals went into foreclosure, and they're dealing directly with First Citizen Bank trying to recover the asset. So Michiel is literally on the ground fighting with the lawyers, fighting with Richmond Honan, dealing with the banks, trying to secure the asset for the investors. On Medical 24, which was the original Medical 3, it's working, it's paying 7%. And literally with the high interest rates, they're just waiting to sell that. So again, there's dividends and distributions that are due there. Oh, wow, I forgot to show you as well. I also got access to the Orbvest platform. So we've got access to the Orbvest platform in dividends and distributions as well. Okay, and then, right, so that's Medical 24. Medical 25, there's a bid in the court to recover the building, also a Richmond Honan, that's currently being postponed by the court, but Michiel's on it, and again, it's coming back in October. And then Medical 26 is in foreclosure. They've actually bought back the building, so it's one of the ones that they've succeeded in buying back the building, and they've agreed to do a profit share with the investors in terms of recovering their cash over time. So yeah, it's very enlightening for me to now know what's going on. And if you were part of my previous life, all the previous medicals from 3 right through to 12, I also now know what's going on with all of those. They're not Wealth Migrate deals, but I personally invested them, and it was useful. I now know on every deal what is actually happening. Feldman, nothing's changed and updated, and we'll give you the report now that we got access to the quarterly reports. I've been in America the whole time. I will be going to England in the next month or two, and we'll do the exact same process with Intercare and RB Care Homes in England. WealthPoint, we're getting closer now to being able to update because we now know where we stand, with most of the deals. And then Kensington, nothing changes with Kensington. For me, funny enough, I keep I don't know why this thing keeps changing, but in terms of Kensington, I always explain to people, who the investment committee was and who is responsible to be looking after this deal. I personally, have $400,000 invested in this deal, so I have a very vested interest. I haven't in the last 2 weeks made any progress. I've had all my focus on John Herbert and what is happening. But I will say one thing: this slide that I've got here, and again, this is not the time to talk about this, but this slide here is very, very important, because this is the most important thing if you want to know how to minimize risk in terms of investing. And if you want to click on the link below, I literally did a presentation today where I met with Bruce Sanders last night, and who helped us successfully do Medical 1 through 7. And it was because of him and his partner, Paul Shalander, on the ground that it was so successful. And if you click on the link below, you can actually watch the lessons we learned and why things like Richmond Honan and Kensington don't work, this old school methodology, and what we've learned from it, and why we only do business this way, working with family offices, working with institutional capital, because it is literally the only way to do it if you want to do it safely and you want to diversify with the right partners. But anyway, you can watch the recording below if you're interested. Then just to finish off here, we've got 4 deals. We've successfully funded both of those deals this year. Plus, we've got 4 deals on the platform, so you can literally go. We've got a German income producing deal at 7% with a 16% IRR. We've got an industrial deal in Phoenix, which is looking to close fairly soon, with about a 6.5% income producing and about a 15% IRR. We've got a capital growth opportunity in England, which is a private equity opportunity with a target return of about 25%. and that's a 3x on your capital over the next over the period of the investment. And it's got about a 4.5% income component to it as well per year. And then finally, a debt component out of Austin, Texas. That's a 3-year investment, and you're getting about a 9.5% income return in terms of that. So you can simply just go to wealthmigrate.com. You can get all the information and you can invest. And these two have just been released. So we talk about diversification, but if you think about it, you can literally go on the platform now. You can invest in 3 different countries. You can invest in 3 different countries, 3 different currencies, 4 different assets, 4 different partners, and across different time frames. It truly epitomizes what diversification is all about. And lastly, we sincerely thank you for your patience. It's been a year pretty much, because it was October 16th that we took over the deals. And I can't believe it's taken this long. I never in my wildest dreams expected it to take this long. I deeply appreciate all the support from all the sponsors, from people like Michiel, from Paulo, who's been helping tirelessly to help me from South Africa. It's been wonderful to meet with Brendan and everyone face to face and get access to everything. But for the first time in a long time, more than 2 years now, we are back fully in control of all our deals in America. I've already explained to you what is actually happening with regards to moving all the monies over. Every single deal that we're in control of, John Herbert, we've managed to move the money out of that escrow account and close it, so we will never have this problem again. So hopefully you're as excited by this video as I am, because it's truly a game changer in terms of where we are, where we've come from, the challenges we've had, but the team has stuck by you investors. We've done whatever it's taken. I've been in America for 2 weeks. I've extended my trip for another week to try and help the other investors with their John Herbert accounts. And the reason is because we care. And that's really important for people to understand. Our core values of trust, transparency, alignment, we don't take them lightly. We are aligned with investors. And we know that you only want 2 things: communication and your dividends paid. And that's why I'm trying my best to communicate. I'm working with Paulo and the sponsors to get the distributions and dividends into your accounts. But every time that we get one deal done, then it's fixed forever. And then it's just the payment pathways work. But we've literally nailed every single deal in America now. So it's one trip to England now for RB Care Homes, and then everything is up to date. Ladies and gentlemen, on that note, 27th of September, I'm signing out from Atlanta. I'm going to go and meet with Brendan Brown right now. And it's time to start talking to all these partners about new and exciting deals. All of them are engaging with us. All of them are bringing us new deals. I had dinner with Bruce Sanders last night, who is the architect with his partner, Paul Shalandra, but behind our highly successful first couple of medical deals. And he's gone on his own. He's looking to bring us new deals. Exciting times ahead. And I hope you share my enthusiasm. And thank you to you. Thank you for your patience. And thank you for my team members that have helped through this entire process. It hasn't been easy, but we've got the job done, and that's what counts. Cheers.